Fabulous, fluttering fun folds. Try saying that 3 times. All the cards I'm sharing in this video are interactive and are full of gorgeous butterflies. Hello and welcome to Karen's Creative Cards on YouTube. I am Karen Hashik and I recently discovered Paper Wishes fabulous folded card die sets, and I've become a huge fan. First of all, they're so reasonably priced and easy to use. My first 2 interactive cards feature these dies, and now I'm even more excited because I just purchased a fabulous Folds monthly subscription where for only $15 a month I'm going to get a new fun fold die to play with, just like these that I'm going to share with you. I don't have all the details because the new dies are shipped the end of the month and I just joined, but I'll share more here as I share more cards with the new dies. I know the price may vary a little month to month, but that only makes sense because some dies have a bunch of pieces and some just have one, like this one here. The circular step card cutting die makes a card that is circular, of course, and it rocks back and forth. Now I've tried to make cards like this without a die, and they're just difficult to do. I mean, the circle is one thing, but you know, those lines here and the cutting and everything to get that to move beautifully, not so much. And this one was only $18.99 for this set, which I think is very reasonable. And I made this card. I'm going to show you all the products I use, but let me just start with this. It is, again, full of butterflies, and on the back I used a new stencil. There's a new collection called Tulips and Butterflies, and so I got a bunch of that. And then on the inside I even put a strip of that beautiful paper that has tulips and butterflies on it. So again, this is a rocking circular step card that will fit beautifully into an envelope. I got some jewel acetate butterflies. I'm almost out of them because I've used a lot of them. There's 2 full sheets, and that's from hot off the press at Paper Wishes, and I used them on many of the cards that I am featuring today. It was right here and right here, so you can see through them, but they're really, really pretty jewel acetate butterflies. And then this is the new set. It's 6x6 Tulips and Butterflies, full of gorgeous tulips, of course, and tons of butterflies, and just beautiful paper. I used it there. I used a real subtle piece in the background there that I stenciled those butterflies on, and of course this piece was from that set as well. Here's the stencil. It's a 6x6 stencil. All of these products were part of a collection. You could order the whole thing or just certain pieces, and I got this. And then here's a butterflies layering die set. So I used that. Actually, I just used the background one on that. Isn't that pretty with those beautiful tulips? But on this card, this is a sliding pop-up box. That is another die that I got from Fabulous Folded Cards. Now, I have tried to make what I saw called tuxedo cards in the past, but I wasn't a big fan. This one takes it a step further. So there is a sliding piece on the inside. So can you see that when you close this, it lays flat to mail, and then when you open it, that piece on the inside slides back and forth. So it's interactive, stands up beautifully. It has that extra piece, and then I used those butterfly layered dies there. I made some little slider pieces in the bottom here, and I slid in a tag made with that beautiful paper and another jeweled acetate butterfly, and I also slipped in a gift card. So I just added those in the bottom of it, and they hold it together. And then I just punched out a couple extra butterflies there out of some glitter paper, and along all those pieces are more of that pretty paper. And then on the back I just put another square there, and then I put a place to sign it. Now that is a Cat Scrappiness Crazy Wonky Stitched die. But then all the details on these cards will be on my blog, and also links to the products featured will be on my blog, and the links are in the description box. I am going to show you how to make a version of this card in this video. The front is lovely with a split butterfly swirl stencil from A Colorful Life Designs. So I'm gonna, on the card that I make with you, I'm also going to use that stencil. The split stencils from A Colorful Life Designs are my favorite. They have the positive and negatives of the same image. I just put a clear sticker sentiment there, and then that is a rub-on from 49 and Market. So I decided on the outside and inside to add that. But just look at that pop-up butterfly that pops up on the inside of that card. Isn't that gorgeous? I just think it's just beautiful. This is another rub-on from 49 and Market, and this is a pop-up butterfly that I made. These are those layered butterfly dies that I showed you. This was made with a new die from Spellbinders. Bibi Cameron designed a whole collection of butterflies, and of course I wanted them all, but the one I chose to get was the pop-up butterfly. So on the inside of the cards, the butterfly pops up. I'm seeing if you can see that. There are some boxes that's creative. It's very well designed, and I'm going to show you how to make a card like that. The first thing you do to make the pop-up butterfly is to cut all the pieces. So there are the outside pieces. There's two wings, of course, and then there is then you cut those pieces again, but in the second time you put those inside pieces, so you get something like this. And the first thing you're going to do is cut off the tabs, those extra little tabs on the pieces that are going to go on the top. And you also get this piece here. That is to make the pop-up. And then you get a body. And the body has a score line down the middle. So you fold it and in half, and that piece is ready to go. The one little problem that I had, not so much on this one, but even a little, is to get that body to stick when it opens and closes. And I think part of it on this one, I had glitter paper underneath, so it especially didn't really want to stick with glue at all. And I used some adhesive sheets on that, and this time I used some really strong Suquang adhesive sheets, and I'm hoping that that will hold that together a little bit better. I didn't have a lot of luck with glue. So after you trim off those tabs, we're going to glue the upper open part of the butterfly onto the body. I'm using a two-sided Stampin' Up paper that I got. I just really liked the look of the marble, and I kind of wanted to use the colors of aqua blue and peach together. That's a favorite color combo of mine. So the back is a very light peach marble, and the front is a a little bit darker aqua, bluish, greenish marble. And of course I'm using my favorite glue from Barely Art that I use all the time when I need a good liquid glue, and especially a fine tip. I'll put those together. Okay, and so there's a piece that is the pop-up piece, and you start by folding the center down, and I use a good thick cardstock, so I'm going to use a Teflon bone folder, and then the next two pieces get folded up. There's lines there. So it's zigzag or up and down, every other one. So then the next two get folded down. And then the last two get folded up. So you end up with a piece that looks like that. So it's like an M, I guess, or a W, no, more like a W, right? With these two extra pieces on the end. And that's what's going to make the pop-up. And we're going to attach the wings using these tabs here and some good strong adhesive strips, which I forgot to get out, but they're handy. So I'm going to take this wing and attach it to the center of the pop-up apparatus. And then I'm going to take the other one and attach that one so that they line up together. Press them down, and you have a the two wings together. And it doesn't matter exactly how that looks because that's going to get covered up by the body. So I am going to attach the body. Like I said, I have good strong Suquang two-sided adhesive sheets. When I cut it out with that. So let's see. And we're going to press down firmly and then fold it in half so it goes up. And it looks like that's going to stick pretty good. Now, there is stickiness on this part and this part that I don't want to be sticky anymore, so I'm going to take my EK Success powder tool and I'm just going to neutralize that stickiness, add powder until it just doesn't feel sticky anymore. So that should work. And our pretty butterfly is together. Now we are going to fold this pop-up apparatus back together and add some good strong adhesive to just the little tab on the ends of these. Now you can use glue for this, of course, you can choose, or you know, maybe even glue dots would work well. But I've been using my really good strong red liner tape from Tonic. So these pieces here, we want to attach down to the body, but we want it to be folded all the way with the two how should I say that? The last two folded squares, we're going to fold it at the second scored line down to the body because we want to create like a box. So if you only did one, you know, we want the last two lines to fold down. So we have, when this comes up, created those two squares underneath. So that was very easy to do. My antenna pieces are sticking together. I think I got all the stickiness off, but maybe I better add just a little more powder here because we don't want them to stick together. Now this is going to be added to the card, and so I'm going to add some more good strong adhesive strips there and there. Before I add that to the card, I have a square peach card ready to go with a lighter piece of peach in here. But I do want to do the front first and then put that on and then put the butterfly on the inside of the card. So I have some very lightly colored, kind of peachy pattern paper here, and I'm going to use some temporary tape and put that on a piece of scrap paper that I can blend on. This is the Butterfly Swirl stencil from A Colorful Life Designs, and I put some pixie spray on the back, especially this right here needs to be held down when I'm doing my blending. But then I also have some painter's tape to just hold the stencil in place. I'm using, again, the colors of peach and aqua blue. I have Gina K Designs Turquoise Sea that I'm going to put some ink through the stencil in a circular motion. So we have the, on this side, and it's kind of a pattern that goes from the positive to the negatives, and I just think they're gorgeous. I just love these stencils. So I had a few, and then I saw a couple more new ones came out, and one of them was this butterfly swirl, and I love butterflies, especially in the springtime. They just make me happy. So I got this one, and then I have a, whoops, now see, that's got to stay down. I'll help it along. I had put pixie spray, but then of course I did wash the stencil, so probably should have added some more, but I think we'll be good. Let's take a peek here and see if we like it. Oh yeah, I think it's good. Of course, that ink just comes off with water very easily. And we have our card front done. Oop. So I'm going to attach that. And then I was thinking about saying thinking of you, right? So I'm going to add a sentiment, and I have a few punched butterflies somewhere. There they are. I took that beautiful marbled paper, and I punched a few butterflies out to add maybe to the front and maybe to the inside. Not sure yet. So if I have one of those to add, maybe it doesn't need it. What do you think? Maybe we'll just look at the inside for that. I'm thinking of saying thinking of you. And I have these Dazzle stickers from Paper Wishes. And when you skin the whole piece, and then basically you just take all those little pieces on the insides of the letters out, and then pick it up and add it to your card. So thinking of you, which of course can be used for like a get well type, you know, wishing you well, sympathy cards, or even birthday cards can be thinking of you. Thinking of you, have a happy birthday. So, over a little far, can we? Oh, well, it's pretty much on there. Okay, so our front is beautifully stenciled with our sentiment. Maybe we do want another butterfly. Add it with a Zots. Ooh. Now, if I was sure I was going to use this and I wasn't sure. Normally I add it with a Zots in the center, and then I add little strips of adhesive skinny strips so that the wings stay up. But I will add that later. I do have this thing about butterflies that I always think they have to have some gems on them. But because the color was so pretty on these, I think I'll just go with clear gems to add a little touch. But you can still see that beautiful color through it. And then the wings will stay up with those strips. So we're ready to put the pop-up butterfly in. Take the top part of the adhesive off. And then you just put it in the fold, up to the fold, and as long as these wings aren't sticking off, you're fine. I'm going to add some things to the wings. In the other card, I put some more butterflies on there, and you're just going to close that on there. And then when it opens up, that little box makes it pop up. I just think it's really ingenious. Let's see if we can get that. Okay. So we have our beautiful aqua blue and peach stand-up butterfly. On this one, I added some more butterflies to the wings, but I had seen one that Bibi had done with flowers added, so I decided to go ahead. I have some Spellbinders. Is it Spellbinders? Yeah, Spellbinders blooming rose dies, and I cut out some of the petals and some of the leaves, and I decided just to add a little color with ink. So I did a couple of these already, but I thought I would just show you. I have a Concord and 9th grapefruit, which is a very light peach, and of course a blending brush, and I just did a circular motion on the inside, and then just very lightly brought the ink out. So there's a little, it's kind of white, a little bit of kind of white on the outside, but really pretty and subtle. And I also did the leaves that way, and I wasn't sure how these are going to go on, but I'm going to figure it out. So I had a couple kind of glittery brads for the hole in the center of the flower. And that one is ready to go. So we have one larger one, two smaller ones, and a couple of leaves. So if I put that one there and just use a Zot to do that. So I'll put the Zot on the one petal. And then one over there. So I'll get some smaller ones. I just got to have the right size, right? And so, let's see, I haven't played with flowers on here, but I think I'm going to like it, so I hope I am. This one I was thinking about adding like here. And then we have some leaves. I think this one's going to have to go down so it doesn't stick out. And once again, I think I need to neutralize a little bit of that stickiness here. And maybe about there. One there, and one more. I think we're good. Trying to do everything in the threes, which is always what the designers suggest. Don't want it sticking to my finger. And I know you could go crazy and you could just, you know, add a whole bunch. I mean, you could add some more butterflies or flowers down there, but I think I like it just the way it is. I can see once again I'm having a little bit of difficulty getting that body to stay down. Let's try pushing it down with a bone folder. I didn't have a lot of success with glue. However, that glue was on glitter paper, so it might have worked better. But that was pretty good, strong adhesive. So I can see that one flower sticking up a little bit. So I probably should have, and maybe still can, adjust it a little bit. Yep, so we have our beautifully stenciled front, and then we have our interactive standing up butterfly with some beautiful flowers on there. I could put another sentiment here, or of course write my message, and I could add a couple more of those butterflies, and I may, and then I'll take some pictures and share it on my blog. I had great fun designing with all the interactive dies and butterflies, and I hope you enjoyed them too. Card making and sharing card making ideas brings me great joy, and I love to send my cards out into the world to spread that joy. My challenge to you is to try something new and then send your handmade cards out to spread smiles and joy too. Click on the next video for more ideas you can try with interactive dies, and be sure to come back next week for more card making joy here on Karen's Creative Cards.